Alright, this here's for all you Kayfun slash fogger rebuilders. I just took mine apart. You want to come up here? Here. Come on. I can't see what you're looking at. There's all my parts. Right? Got all my parts, the deck, all that, right? All the parts. Now, I've noticed that whenever I go to rebuild these things, right? And that's what it should read when you screw on an unbuilt device, right? Every time I go to rebuild one of these, I check it with no coils in it. And this is what happens. Why is that? You know why that is? I know why that is. I've done it so many times. That is because you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing probably. But juice and whatnot gets underneath. Yeah, where is that? It's up here. Gets underneath your insulating bits, let's call them. So, you basically have to take, in my case, because this is a fogger, V4, take my center post adjustment pin out, and then the tricky bit is getting, that screwdriver's not going to do it, getting my center pin out. Sorry about that. I thought that one was going to fit, but I was wrong. Let's see what we got here. I'll shake the world a bit for you. Use this awesome multi-tool here. I know I got one in here somewhere that fits. I think it's that one, but I'm not sure. Yeah, that's it. So, unscrew our center pin, and you can rinse it underwater if you want, or whatever, but I found that what works to get that back to reading nothing is simply just wipe it out. Of course, my last vapor towel is underneath my bits over here. And remove my deck portion, which you can't see because it's so far away. My insulator, the other insulator, which, center pin fell out. My other insulator, which you can tell is getting quite chewed up. You don't have to do this. It was obviously reading out just fine before, right? But I figure as long as I got it apart, I might as well get everything. Feel a sneeze coming on. But you may not be able to see this. Catch a light. See that moisture? There it is. See that moisture underneath there? That's causing your micro arcing or whatever you want to call it. So that's all got to be dried back out and blown out and whatever else you got to do to get it out. That'll wake the dog up. And that should take care of the deck portion. Okay? And if it doesn't, you're going to have to do it all over again. Deck. Now for my insulators. Maybe the insulators should be made a little better. And yes, I experience this with my Kayfuns too. When I go to rebuild my Kayfun, it does the same thing. But the insulators and whatnot are still moisture in that one. The insulators for the Kayfun and the fogger are so close as far as what they're made out of. And I'll put my little silicone back in. It's probably the hardest part is putting that little silicone back in. It comes out alright. But mine is just getting chewed up, man. Let's see, it's even more chewed up now. Keep forgetting the camera's on the right side, man. You see its little bits are falling apart there. That's alright. Doesn't bother me one bit. Put the center part of the insulator back in. And I can't check it. I don't have a center post in. That's me getting ahead of myself, I guess. We'll wipe off the top piece. You can see that. I said before, if you're watching this on a computer, you can probably see what the hell I'm doing. Except for this part, because of course I'm covered in vapor towel. We should market that. Vapor towels. Used exclusively for the vapor in you. Something like that. So, put that bad boy back down on the deck. Get my center post. Get the screwdriver. Put the center post back in. Not sure yet if it's even screwing in. Nope, there goes a pin on the floor. Pin on the floor, man. Pin on the floor. Like a grenade. You dropped the pin. Everybody duck and cover. Okay, so I missed. Whatever. It is what it is. Try it again. Better way of doing this would be preferred. However, yeah, I ain't even close to that, man. Come on. Get my center pin back in is always the struggle, especially on camera. Sorry, it makes for a boring part of the video, but nothing I can do about that, man. What I like to do is then grab this top portion right here with my needle nose to keep it somewhat straight as I crank this puppy down, which becomes a joy in itself. And that's about as cranked down as I want to get it. I'll put my center post back in. Now, I've just been doing this anytime I go to rebuild them. You know, once the coils get weak and they're not quite doing their job anymore, that's when I take mine apart. Take it apart. Everything should be dried off. And if it's not, I have had to take this thing apart a couple of times to get it all. But, not today. This is the first time. I just took it apart and checked. And I went, yep, it's doing that blippity blippity thing. And now it's not. And I can move that around. I can do that. And I can show you that, yes, everything's perfectly cool. See? See? It is working. Just a little thought there, though. If you're going to take it apart anyhow, I suggest that on your foggers and your Kayfuns, you take off your positive up there. Take that whole deck piece out, remove the pin, and clean up underneath your insulators. That way, you will get a nice, clean connection when you fire that up. You know, it takes a little while before any of that e-juice or anything works its way in, but I stand by. If they made those insulators underneath there a little bit better, you wouldn't have that problem. And that's that. I'm going to rebuild this, and there's no point in me shooting that, because you guys won't be able to see what I'm doing anyhow. And yeah, so as usual, you all have fun now, because I know I will.